Whether you're a new entrepreneur or you are somebody with some experience under your belt, you always have some concerns that are holding you back, things that are slowing you down in growing your business or even growing you as an entrepreneur. Through my own experience, I have realized there's actually 5 common mistakes that people keep repeating, and they keep slowing them down and also slowing down their growth. The first mistake that is always done by most entrepreneurs is limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is where you do not believe that you can achieve, or you cannot even conceptualize that you can achieve more than what you have seen. Granted, being human, we are only exposed to a certain level. That exposure also determines how much we believe, because we get to see it, because believing is seeing. We also have other things that come into play. Self-talk, where we are talking very bad to ourselves, we keep downing ourselves. We also have family and friends who will just go ahead and discourage you from pursuing exactly what you have put your mind to. No wonder they say it is better if you work in silence and let people see the results. Examples of limiting belief can be like, I am not good enough. This is more so like imposter syndrome. We all know this person. Imposter syndrome is something that I also struggle with every single day, that what makes me better or what makes me qualified to be here. Forgetting that you have worked hard and also you have earned your experience through a lot of exposure in this field. I do forget that, and then I just wonder, how am I here, or why am I here? It is something that I struggle with every single day, but wake up, and despite that, we try and show up in the best way possible. Number 2 is, I am not a natural entrepreneur. I will tell you this statement is the most unreasonable that we tell ourselves, because think about it. Who is born a natural entrepreneur? Are you born a natural sister? Are you born a natural daughter? Yes, you were born that way, but do you know how to act? There is no playbook. There is no wrong or right way of doing something, as long as you have gotten to where you are going to get to with the resources that have been afforded to you. Just remember that. Even I am a mother, and I remember the day they told me, here is your son, you're now discharged, you can go home. I started asking the nurse, what am I supposed to do with this baby? Because they did not provide a manual. Yes, there's self-help books, there's mentors, there's sponsors, there are people who can hold your hand and guide you as you're taking this journey, but there's no manual per se. You literally have on-the-job training, and you try and hack it as much as you can with whatever you can. The third form of limiting belief is, I'm afraid of failure. Who isn't? We're all afraid to fail, because you know what? Maybe if you fail, your world will end and everything will stop and nobody will be able to recognize you anymore. False. Life continues. If you're not able to go ahead and do and perform at the level that you need to today, you try again tomorrow, because we all fail in one thing or another. There's even the saying, and most people believe, that you can have everything you want, just not at the same time. So you could be failing in one thing, but you're excelling in another. But being the human beings we are, we just focus on the negative instead of focusing on what you're doing very well. Number 2, lack of a strategic plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Strategy is something that you always need to have. In business, when you're an entrepreneur, you need to be like a chess player, a really excellent one, where you are 2 steps ahead with as much information as you can. Sometimes this is not possible. So what you do is you rely on patterns. What have I seen before? What has happened before? Look at history. This is why we keep up with the news and the trends, just to know what do we need to prepare ourselves for. There's nobody who will tell you about this or will tell you, yes, this is a definite recession, but you can look at the signs and symptoms and give a diagnosis or a prognosis based on what's out here. All that being said is, a strategic plan, you can either create one for yourself, or you can even hire somebody, outsource this to help somebody create you one, and then you follow your plan because you are trying to get to these goals. Okay? Number 3, not taking consistent action. There's a book that I usually recommend everybody to read, Atomic Habits. This will tell you like this very small things that you do repeatedly, which seem mundane, will make the biggest difference. I was not a believer, but let me tell you something. I started working on myself in terms of trying to work out. So based on the way the book is written, they give you a plan and steps that you can do to change your whole life. So now I'm able to be consistent with more than one thing just by following the guideline that was provided. So how about you read the book and try and be consistent, even if you give yourself a timeline, but it cannot be a short timeline because there's no overnight anything, no overnight success, there's no overnight treatment, there's no all that. You have to take some time and doing it repeatedly quite often. Number 4, lack of leverage. Leverage is what do you have to show or to give? What is there that you have that you need to offer the other person? People forget that they do have leverage. They just don't recognize it at that same time. Go ahead and make that assessment for yourself. Look at your strengths, your opportunities, and see how you can maximize on that and leverage, whether it is money, your time, or your energy. Use it for the betterment of yourself and your business as a whole. Number 5, lack of accountability. This usually works when you have a partner, somebody who will just remind you to, stay in your lane and get back on the road, somebody who will be checking on you. I do believe that once you have that accountability partner, you are more able to look at things as they are and also assess things because the other person will be brutally honest, at least we do hope so, and guide you and even give you feedback. Thank you so much, and until next time, just go ahead and observe these things and these mistakes that you're making. Forgive yourself and keep it moving. Let everything work for your betterment. Till next time, thank you.